morning everyone. Today we will be presenting our study entitled The Influence of Mother Tongue in English Pronunciation Among Malaysian University Students. The study explores how learner first language affect their English pronunciation and examine the issue through several second language acquisition theories. Malaysia is a multilingual country where people commonly speak more than one language, such as Malay, Mandarin, Tamil, and English. Although English is widely used in education and professional settings, many learners still experience pronunciation difficulty. One of the major reasons is the influence of their mother tongue. Learners often transfer pronunciation habit from their first language into English, which may affect their speech production. Moving on, this slide presents the research objective, research question, and significance of the study. The study aims to investigate how mother tongue influence English pronunciation, identify common pronunciation difficulty, and examine the role of first language transfer. Based on this objective, the three research questions were developed to explore pronunciation influence, challenges, and transfer effects among Malaysian university students. This study is significant because it helps learners become more aware of pronunciation difficulty caused by their mother tongue. It also provides useful insight for educators to improve pronunciation teaching and contribute to the field of second language acquisition by enhancing our understanding of pronunciation development in Malaysia multilingual context. Okay, next, this study is guided by three important theories in second language acquisition. The first theory is interlanguage theory, which explains that learners develop an intermediate language system influenced by both their mother tongue and English. Second theory is the contrastive analysis hypothesis, which suggests that pronunciation difficulty occurs when there are differences between the sound system of the first language and English. Lastly is the question input hypothesis, which states that the exposure to comprehensible English input such as movie, video, and conversation help learners to improve their pronunciation. So together, these theories help explain the influence of mother tongue on English pronunciation and learner pronunciation development.
Next on, let's move on to the methodology part. So for methodology part, we've decided to use mixed methods, which consist of survey and also interviews. For survey, we've involved about 10 participants who are University Malay students, which came from different linguistic backgrounds, mainly from Malay, Tamil, and also Mandarin speakers. As for interview, we've involved 3 different speakers who are also from 3 different backgrounds. For our data collection, we've made sure that all of the ethical procedures were followed throughout the study. So the participants were informed that participation was voluntary. They could withdraw at any time. The discussion would be recorded for academic purposes only, and all of their identities would remain anonymous. As for the surveys, there are about 10 questions asked to all of these participants, which includes what is their mother tongue, how often do they speak English, and we would also want to know, do they think that their mother tongue actually affects their English pronunciation, and we would also want to know what are the strategies do they use to improve their English pronunciation over time. As for interviews, there are 5 questions asked, which are, can they describe how their mother tongue affects or influence their English pronunciation? Which English sounds are difficult for them, like the, and so on? Have they experienced misunderstanding due to pronunciation? How did they improve their pronunciation? And also, what role does English exposure play in their pronunciation development? Let's deep dive into the data collection. So like what I've mentioned earlier, we've used 2 mixed methods, which are survey and also interviews. So for this survey, we've given out to 10 university students. So from here, we are able to gather broad quantitative and qualitative data such as their self-perceived pronunciation difficulties, frequency of English usage, and also improvement strategies. As for the interviews, we've decided to use this because we are able to know what's their perspective of mother tongues influence their English pronunciation, specific phonetic challenges that they face, and the role of media exposure in their language development.
Next, I will present the findings from our data survey, where the survey involved 10 University Malaya students from different linguistic backgrounds, such as Malay, Mandarin, and Tamil speakers. So, based on the results, the most common pronunciation difficulty reported by participants was distinguishing between long and short vowel sounds, such as sheep and sheep. So, with 50% respondents identifying this as a challenge. So, the second most difficulty was the pronunciation of interdental fricatives, especially on the TH and T sounds, where 33.3% of the respondents had difficulties with these sounds. So, in addition, 22.2% of respondents experienced challenges with the English liquid consonants such as R and L. So, apart from the individual sounds, participants also reported that broader speaking difficulties, which is 67%, stated that they became tongue tied and nervous when speaking English quickly. So, when asked about strategies to improve their pronunciation, 83 of our respondents reported using English media, and this included movies, podcasts, videos, and such. So, overall, the survey findings suggest that the pronunciation difficulties are closely related to sounds that differ from learners' mother's tongues, and at the same time, regular exposure to English media appears to help learners to improve their pronunciation and speaking confidence. To gain a deeper understanding of these challenges, we concluded interviews with three participants from three different linguistic backgrounds. So, participant A, who is a Malay speaker, reported difficulties pronouncing the English TH and T sounds, such as think might be pronounced as think, while this may be pronounced as these. So this occurs because these sounds do not exist in the Malay phonological system. Next, participant B, a Mandarin speaker, reported that difficulties distinguishing between R and L English sounds. They mentioned that these words can be challenging to pronounce accurately, and this reflects the difference between Mandarin and English sound systems. So, participant C, a Tamil speaker, experienced difficulties with TH sounds as well and noted that Tamil influences the speech rhythm. So, for example, three may occasionally be pronounced as tree. So the participant also mentioned that the final consonants may become like more softened. So when they want to pronounce card, they say card. So overall, the interview findings show that all three participants experienced pronunciation difficulties influenced by their mother tongue. However, the specific challenges vary according to their linguistic background. And another important finding is that all participants highlighted the role of exposure through movies, songs, and podcasts or YouTube videos to improve their speakings. So they believe that the exposure of these frequent English media, they can actually improve their English language pronunciation.
For this, our findings show that mother tongue plays an important role in influencing English pronunciation among Malaysian University Malaya students. First, participant A, whose mother tongue is Malay, report in pronouncing some English word according to Malay pronunciation rules. Because sounds such as this consonant does not exist in Malay, word like think and this may be pronouncing as think and this. Second, participant B, a Mandarin speaker, experienced difficulty distinguishing and producing the English liquid consonant L and R. The participants specifically mentioned have difficulty pronouncing words such as clearly. Third, participant C, a Tamil speaker, report that Tamil influenced speech rhythm. While English is a stretched time language, Tamils tend to be a more syllable time. As a result, the participant English sometimes sounds further and more evenly paced. Overall, the interview data demonstrate that the learner often transfer phonological feature from their mother language into English, affecting sound producing, stress pattern, speed random, and pronunciation habit. The finding can be explained using three second language acquisition theories. First, the contrastive analysis hypothesis explains why Malay speaker may pronounce thing as thing. Since the English say sound does not exist in Malay, learners substitute it with the closer familiar sounds, which is T. Second, interlanguage theory explain pronunciation difficultly, such as participant B confused between R and L. According to Selinker, learner developed an intermediate language system that contains features of between both their mother tongue and the target language. Therefore, these pronunciation errors are not random but represent a developmental stage in language learner. Finally, caution input hypothesis explain how pronunciation improves through exposure to English. Participants report using English media such as song, movie, podcasts, and YouTube videos to improve their pronunciation. According to Carson, learners acquire language more effectively when they receive sufficient comprehensible input. Continuous explore help learners notice correct pronunciation pattern and gradually develop more accurate English pronunciation. Therefore, the findings support the application of contrastive analysis hypothesis, interlanguage theory, and causal input hypothesis in explaining the influence of mother tongue on English pronunciation.
In conclusion, this study of Malaysian university students demonstrates that learners' mother tongue L1 significantly influences their English pronunciation as they often unconsciously apply their native phonological rules to English pronunciation. This interference creates challenges with specific sounds like the, r, l, as well as overall stress and rhythm. All of these findings align with interlanguage theory and the contrastive analysis hypothesis. Overall, the research highlights that while native language influence is the primary driver of pronunciation errors, these difficulties can be mitigated through a combination of targeted pronunciation instruction and consistent daily exposure to English to enhance overall speaking proficiency.